While the world focuses on Mars, something is happening on the far side of our own moon that NASA isn't talking about. In early 2026, an unmapped signal was detected coming from the Daedalus crater. Hours later, the planned unmanned reconnaissance mission was suddenly canceled due to a supposed telemetry error. But leaked logs suggest something else. They didn't lose the signal. They found something they weren't supposed to see. The far side of the moon is a quiet zone, shielded from Earth's radio noise. It's the perfect place to listen to the universe. But in this silence, a localized magnetic pulse was recorded. It wasn't natural. It was a rhythmic 20-watt transmission, identical to the power output of our own deep space probes. Who or what is broadcasting from the one place we can't see from Earth? Why hasn't Artemis landed there yet? Official reports cite complex terrain. However, independent satellite observers noticed that for 48 hours, the lunar gateway sensors were pointing away from the crater. It is a blackout protocol. When a discovery contradicts the official narrative, the data is pulled from the public servers. We managed to secure a fragment of that data before it was wiped. If this is a dormant relay station, it means we aren't the first ones to use the moon as a base. Some experts suggest it's an ancient monitoring system. Others fear it's still active. Whatever it is, the mission wasn't canceled because of a glitch. It was canceled because the perimeter is already occupied. Is the moon a natural satellite or a hollowed-out archive? The more we look, the more we find things that shouldn't be there. The truth is hiding in the shadows. The Daedalus rhythm wasn't our first echo. Apollo 12 heard something stranger. After landing, they unpacked the Apollo Lunar Surface Experiments package. ALSEP, instruments in the dust, quiet, waiting. The passive seismic experiment started listening. Then NASA did a test. The SIVB booster was steered into the moon. A planned impact. The seismometer caught the aftermath. Not a thud, a ring. Minutes of reverberation, then a long coda, clean, stepped harmonics, like tones moving through a chamber. Mainstream read, a fractured dry crust, little water, little damping, seismic energy bounces, traps, recirculates through brittle layers. It can sound pure when the pathways are neat. Theory, clearly speculation. What if some of those pathways are not random? Vast, coherent voids, structured spaces, not empty, organized cavities, chambers inside rock. If layered hollows exist, signals can ride them. Energy takes the easiest road. A low-power system could cross great distance that way. Stable, frugal, persistent. Which brings us back to the 20-watt trace. Imagine an internal artificial maintainer, a keeper circuit, heartbeat power, cycling to keep memory alive. Not a beacon to us, a housekeeping loop. It wakes, it tests, it sleeps. Spacing, harmonics, microdrift, line up, 1969, 2026. Like an old machine coming online in the dark, slowly, carefully. So we proceed with care, listen before touching. Measure the echoes first. Map the chambers by their ring. If the chamber is real, what wakes when we knock? Gap 1.0s. To understand what's happening now, we have to go back to 1969. During Apollo 11, there were 2 minutes of radio silence. logged but never fully explained. The missing tapes weren't just misplaced. Portions were duplicated, erased, labeled over, leaving a clean gap where the air should have been. Leaked transcripts from that window mention monuments on a crater rim, structures, geometric, as if placed. If the far side is already occupied, could today's signal be coming from those same shapes? We ran a forensic pass on surviving ground recordings, buried in the noise. A faint 20-watt carrier, steady, unnatural for mission chatter. Now, split the spectra. 1969, 2026, Daedalus pulse. The rhythm matches. Identical spacing between bursts. The same harmonic ladder. The same microdrift. Like a heartbeat through stone. This isn't a coincidence. It's a recurrence. If Apollo heard it first, Daedalus is hearing it now, from the same source, or the same system. And if a relay station is awake out there, we're not just visiting the moon, we're walking into someone else's archive. Apollo's seismic stations logged something unusual. After deliberate impacts, the moon didn't thud and fade. It rang, reverberations cascading for nearly an hour. Conventional models say a dry, fractured crust can trap and echo energy, but the persistence, the clean harmonics, pushed some researchers toward a bolder possibility. Vast, coherent voids. Not empty like a shell, structured spaces, caverns, chambers, perhaps engineered. If the moon is more than rock, if it's an archive, then a 20-watt carrier is not noise. It is housekeeping. A low-power maintenance loop designed to survive attrition and time. Map the echoes. The patterns favor layered hollows, pockets that focus and recirculate seismic waves the way halls favor whispers. Now put a beacon in that lattice. Its pulse would ride those same pathways, steady, frugal, persistent. The Daedalus rhythm matches Apollo's faint heartbeat. Two distant listens, one system. Not broadcasting to us, merely continuing. And on the far side, under a cold, silent sky, the archive may still be awake, waiting for a query it was built to answer. Why is the private sector suddenly racing to the moon's south pole? It's not just about water ice, it's about the perimeter. Those relay routes skirting the far side aren't shortcuts. They're lines drawn at the edge of something we don't understand. If the far side is truly occupied, the Artemis Accords may be a diplomatic treaty more than a scientific itinerary. Language built to govern encounters, not just experiments. So we have to ask, what happens when we land where we aren't welcome? Before we plant flags or drill ice, we need protocols, redundancies, a way to listen first. Measure the echoes before we make more. If there is an archive, it may answer only to questions asked the right way. Approach with knowledge.